happy to be here. I'm always happy to be here, but I've been out a couple of Sundays traveling, and it is so good to be back home with my spiritual family. So thank you all for coming in, and we have an incredible service planned for you today. And as you can see, Reverend Don Lansky, our senior minister, is not here today. He's finishing up the Eastern Region Conference with his beloved wife, Patricia Galino Lansky. And we have our guest minister today, Reverend Marge Brown, who you all know and love. She's been here many times, and we look forward to hearing from her. We also have the amazing Davina Jackson as our guest vocalist today. We are going, woohoo! 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 You're practically getting a standing ovation already. You haven't sung a note. So we do know and love her as well. We are going to have some smoking music today. We also have a guest pianist, Gerard Brickenar Van Dyke on the piano. We know him, we know and love him too. And we have our regulars, Jim Poulsen on the bass guitar today, and Blue O'Connell on the djembe, an African drum. Without further ado, and I'm Janice Gilmore. I am your celebration assistant for today. As I said, I'm really happy to be here and to be in this role this morning. So without further ado, we're going to sing. Let's do it. This one, you might want to stand up for. It's that kind of song.
1, 2.
Spirit of God is upon me. Oh.
Wonderful. So, welcome again to Unity of Charlottesville. We're so, as I said, so glad you're here with us today. I know it was a little chilly out this morning, but we're so grateful you came in. And those of you who are here in person and those of you watching on YouTube and Facebook, we want you to know that this is an incredible spiritual community, one that is based on love, friendship, and fellowship. Our community welcomes all people of every faith, religion, lifestyle, belief system, political party, as well as sexual orientation and gender identity. Everyone is welcome. And now we would like to ask Reverend Marge Brown to come on up and lead us in prayer.
Good morning, everyone. So the Spirit of God is upon us, and let us just take maybe 30 seconds to raise our energy into those higher chakras, raise our vibration for this service. Let the previous parts of the morning go. Be here now, whether you're online or in person. And we give thanks for the day. We give thanks for all of you who have showed up in person, because we know as we coalesce our energy, that message that we're sending out of peace and love and kindness really exponentially just lifts off into this planet and into the earth. So we are giving thanks that we remind one another while we're here that we are the light and the love of the world, that we are a part of God, and so the reason we're on the planet is to serve humanity and broadcast our light and love with every interaction. So we give thanks that there is more peace and kindness and love in the world, and that is what unity is all about. We pray that every person online and here today receives an uplifting message from the music, from someone you communicate with, from the message in meditation, to further unfold that Christ consciousness in you. Amen.
And let's share together our statement of faith.
There
There's
is
only one
presence
presence and one power in the universe and in my life. God, the good, omnipotent, and so it is. And now it's that time. It's that time to stand and welcome each other. You can wave, share a handshake or a hug if you're comfortable. Knowing our soul is welcome here.
I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here.
And I see Reverend Mark Boston is in the house. How are you, Rev? Woohoo! It's time for the children to go ahead with Reverend Mark to kids' school this morning. And we're starting with a few announcements in the beginning of the service. And first, I want to share with you, we have a very, very exciting class coming up. Discover the Power Within You. This, as soon as I saw that Reverend Don was going to teach this, I signed up immediately. This book by Eric Butterworth is life-changing, truly. And there's a lot going on up here on this stage. And this class will be beginning this Wednesday, October 12th at 7:15, and then there will be a class beginning on October 12th or 13th. Oh, I'm sorry, October 12th or 13th to November 16th or 17th. Okay, so, and it will be at 7:15 on Wednesdays and Thursdays from 1 to 3. So there is that. Please, y'all, sign up. It's really going to be an incredible journey for all of us. And we have a movie, I understand.
Hi, everybody. This is Reverend Don, and I'm sorry I can't be with you today. Patricia and I are just finishing up our Eastern Region Conference. But I wanted to take this opportunity, probably my last opportunity, to invite you to the Discover the Power Within You class. This is by Eric Butterworth. It's our fall book study group, and it will be co-facilitated by Reverend Ann Michael, myself, and also Reverend Michael Gott from Unity of Houston. This is one of the most powerful Unity writings that I have ever come across. It delves deeply into the teachings of Jesus, what Jesus really taught, who Jesus really was. And in that process, we get to look at and discover for ourselves some very deep questions. Who and what do we pray to? What is God? Who is God? How do we manifest in life? How do we become prosperous in life? All of these different questions. So we have a Wednesday night class from 7:15 to 9 on Zoom. And we're trying to have a Thursday class, a day class from 1 to 3 o'clock. We don't have enough people for that class now, so if you're interested, please sign up and register online. So you go to www.unitycharlottesville.org. You go to the very top bar, which says events, and you can register now. We've had some problems with the links, but that's all straightened out now. So please do register or call the church office, and we hope to see you there. And I want to introduce you, Michael Gott, with this very, very brief video. So thanks so much. I look forward to seeing you and Discover the Power Within You. And I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Hey everybody, welcome to Discover the Power Within You. I'm so excited you've decided to join us for this 7-week series. My name is Michael Gott. I am really inspired by this material. I just am so, just inspired and excited by it. This is Eric Butterworth's classic book, Discover the Power Within You. And the power that we're discovering is the power of the Christ, the divinity within all of us. So this whole series is really designed to give us the science, the structure behind why New Thought works, but also designed to give us some practical application of it. So I'm hoping that you will buckle in and just join us for the ride. But before we go too deep into the content,
Okay. Thank you, Michael Gott. Thank you, Don. It was good to see you, Don. We look forward to seeing you live next week. So we have our Unity of Charlottesville 2022 annual meeting happening Sunday, October 16th, immediately following the service. Our two candidates for our 2023 board are our own Greg Nelson and Janet Skofke. We're so grateful for their willingness to be candidates. And then on Wednesdays, every Wednesday from 6:30 to 7, we continue to have our midweek prayer service, which is also another very connecting and loving and transformative experience. And on Sunday mornings, we have our own Jai Vedya Kaur. I think all of you know her as Jin. Teaching Kundalini Yoga from 9 o'clock to 10:15 downstairs. And that is from September 25th to October 23rd. And the theme of this series of classes is Divine Abundance 1. It's the first level of divine abundance. I hear she's wonderful, and so anyone who's led to participate, please, you can drop in or sign up for all sessions. And then we have another very special event coming up on Friday, October 28th, and Saturday, October 29th at 7 p.m. You can register online. It is via Zoom. And this workshop is called The Future of Christianity. It brings together a Catholic priest, an Episcopal priest, an evangelical pastor, a New Thought minister, and in discussion, and it's moderated by the Unity minister at Unity Renaissance in Chesapeake. And again, this is online via Zoom. And then we have our Unity Spiritual Cinema is back, and this is online only. The name of our next movie is The Territory. It's a National Geographic film about the struggle of indigenous people to save the Amazon from deforestation. So join us on Zoom. And then we have something else that's just thrilling. This is an announcement for the November 6th talk by Geshe Rongo Lobsang Nyadak. And I hope I did his name justice. Did I do it justice, Richard? Sounds good, Richard says. Unity of Charlottesville presents Geshe Rongpo Lobsang Jadak, giving us a talk, sharing with us a talk on the concept of identity from a Buddhist perspective. Sunday, November 6th, 1 to 2:30, after the service in this room, in the sanctuary. And he will be talking about who am I? Human beings have pondered this question for thousands and thousands of years. In this presentation, Geshe Lobsang Nyadek will invite us to challenge our understanding for our self-identity from a Buddhist critical thinking viewpoint. In 2001, Geshe Lobsang Nyadek was personally appointed by His Holiness the Dalai Lama as a member of the Parliament at the 13th parliamentary term of the Central Tibetan Administration and served in that capacity for 5 years. Currently, he is the chief editor of the collected works of His Holiness the Dalai Lama in Dharamsala, India. Geshe Lobsang Nyadek is the author of 13 books and an editor of over 40 books. Born and raised in Tibet, he is currently a PhD candidate in philosophy at the Dalai Lama Institute for Higher Education in India. He received his Geshe Rampa degree, which is equivalent to a PhD in philosophy and religion, in 2011. He has taught Buddhist philosophy at colleges, universities, and monasteries in both Tibet, India, and the US. So please, it's free. Sounds amazing. And so the last event I'm going to mention at this moment is a concert with Kate Campbell. Anyone know Kate Campbell? Yes, yes. Saturday, November 12th at 8 o'clock p.m. $20 is asked as far as a donation goes, but we don't turn anyone away. And you can listen to her music at www.unitycharlottesville.org. Whew, and that's it for now on announcements. Let's share our mission statement together, shall we? Unity of Charlottesville empowers everyone to express their unique divinity, making a positive difference in the world. All right, go ahead. Yes.
been in bondage. I have been held back. I've been imprisoned by thoughts of fear and lack. I have had anger. I have had guilt. These are the bricks on which my life's been built. But I'm free to turn it around. Yes, I'm free to turn it around. We're all free to turn it around. Free to look up and still looking down. I get so tired of looking down. I've been attracted to negative thought. I get so distracted. I get so distraught. I am responsible, yeah, for my whole life. I gotta lift my chin up and look to the light. But I'm free to turn it around. Yes, we're free to turn it around. We're so free to turn it around. Instead of looking up and looking down, yeah. Ooh. Yes, I'm free to turn it around. Yes, I'm free to turn it around. We're all free to turn it around. Don't look up instead of looking down. Hey. Oh yeah, still looking down. I'm gonna turn it around. Yes, I'm free, yeah. To turn it around. Yeah, oh yeah.
Take a bow, take a bow. Thanks for the love for Davina. Like I said, y'all smoking, right? Right. Okay, so now I have the great pleasure of introducing Reverend Marge Brown, a dear friend of Unity of Charlottesville, who's going to share enlightening thoughts that will answer the question, where to from here?
Thank you.
You are so welcome. Is that good?
All right, thank
Is that
you.
good?
Awesome music, hey? Yeah, right. And so, I figure as things get serious this month or next month, as they have been, that we need to laugh every day. And so I have a good joke for you. So in a convent in Ireland, there's a 98-year-old Mother Superior lay dying. And the nuns gather around her bed, trying to make her last journey comfortable. They tried to give her warm milk to drink, but she refused it. So one of the nuns took the glass back into the kitchen, and she remembered that a bottle of Irish whiskey had been received as a gift the previous Christmas. So she opened it and she poured a generous amount in the warm milk. And then back at the Mother Superior's bed, they held the glass to her lips, and the frail nun drank a little bit. then a little bit more. And then before they knew it, she finished the whole glass down to the last drop. Now her eyes brightened up a bit, and the nuns thought, well, this would be a good opportunity to ask her for her last words of wisdom before she goes. So Mother, the nuns asked earnestly, please, tell us right before you go, you're our spiritual leader, what are your last words of wisdom? And she kind of raised herself up a little bit, and she looked at them and said, don't sell that cow. Whoops, I think I got one more. Okay. So where to from here? So we're just about 6 weeks away from that start of that Advent season. That's a season where, as New Thought students and Truth students, we kind of take inventory of where we are spiritually and see if we want to develop in some areas or unfold or maybe just up-level our Christ consciousness. So where are we today, and how can we possibly remain right-sided in what appears to be an upside-down world, however you look at it? We're more cautious today. We keep everything locked up, our cars and our homes, and I know most of us can remember a time when we didn't have to keep everything locked up. Our world has externally changed. And to me, that signals that our internal world has to be rock solid, meaning that no one, nothing, no event is going to rock our internal world. We're most likely, all of us are aware that our earth is going through great changes, a cleansing period, and as we enter that creative Aquarian age, where everything's going to be new. And it means we're witnessing the breakdown of the old structures that no longer really fit a world that works for all. So today, the point of my message is to give you some things to think about, reflect on maybe how much progress you've done over the decades, because I know some of you have been Truth students for decades. Maybe you're new to Truth just a couple years, and you can see that you've had some growth, or maybe this is just your first or second or third Sunday. I'll give you some things to think about, to reflect upon. So I'm going to start with a story out of Mark Nepo's book, and it's a great book. It's called More Together Than Alone. And he tells of a culture from 750 to 1492 in southern Spain where Muslims, Jews, and Christians forged a strong and integrated culture. This was actually a golden age in the Jewish tradition. These people lived together despite their long history of difference. Their capacity seemed to rest largely on their willingness to allow contrary views to exist without one dominating the other. And he writes that the importance of this can't be overstated. The ethic of leaning into each other without judgment is crucial to lasting relationships, whether they're personal or societal. He writes that what came out of this culture of embracing one another was an enormously creative community at a time when the rest of Europe was in a dark, illiterate age. This fertile culture gave rise to a renaissance by way of remarkable individuals learning from each other and furthering the art of civilization on Earth. So out of this enlightened culture in Spain, 3 renowned philosophers were born in Cordoba. The Roman Stoic Seneca, the Muslim Averroes, and the Jewish physician-philosopher Maimonides. During this era, the Muslim empire in Spain became racially and ethically integrated through intermarriage. They cross-pollinated plants, customs, traditions. One geographer was astonished at the number of coins in circulation. All the people, all the crops grown, the textiles, the gardens, the mosques. At the height of Cordoba, they had more than 1,000 mosques and 600 public baths. The library contained almost 400,000 volumes. And one could read about the attitudes about learning of every sort and about the interplay between the very modes of learning that were known to exist. Modes that might contradict each other, just as faith and reason did. And now these books sat happily side by side in the library, unafraid of the contradictions. Now I invite you to just close your eyes for a moment. Can you imagine a culture where everybody embraces one another's differences and it makes a culture thrive? A culture where everyone is curious. A culture about how do you raise these vegetables and cook them? A culture that asks, why do you read those books? And how did you come to your beliefs? Wouldn't it be interesting and even fascinating to live in a culture as this? Okay, you can open your eyes and come back from that beautiful view. So what happened to us? You know, and how can we be a part of great change? What happened in our country? I believe, and it's only my opinion, that maybe what made America great was when we had people from all different cultures contributing their thinking from different ways of being educated, inventing, and collaborating together. And it seems like maybe now we're not as welcoming as a society. I know how other people look at us. One of the reasons some people resent Americans is because of our self-interest. We don't take into account how our actions affect our global family and our Mother Earth. Okay. And so Robert Kagan, a pioneer in the dynamics of adult development, calls the insistence of self-interest centrism. And he says centrism of any kind, whether it's egocentrism, gender centrism, religious centrism, national centrism, or family centrism, can hinder our understanding of others and the world around us. So it doesn't matter what kind. It's like when we get stuck on some record here, whether it's religious or national or gender, whatever it is. And he further goes on. He says, Kagan defines centrism as installing what is familiar as true and sacred, accepting what is comfortable as foundational. Then we base our experience of the world and what is familiar and not necessarily true. When we assume that what is familiar is true, we start to push away new experiences. So environmentalist Paul Wapner says, we see life in the world as human-centered, and all resources and life forms are here to serve, feed, clothe, and comfort us. And this, of course, has fueled and continues to fuel the depletion of the planet and the trampling of other species and life forms. So this is very different from the Native American view, who sees the environment and nature as the all of everything, and they just try to fit within it, reducing their impact by working with it, by respecting it as a way of living. They realize they're only a minuscule part of it. So Linda Hogan, a Native American author, in her book, The Radiant Lives of Animals, Rights for Tribal Thinkers, it's the world outside of us that creates our humanity. Alive to the processes within and without the human, this is a more humble perception of the world and one far steadier. Nature is the creator, not the created. The human being is not the center of the environment. So, as truth students and light workers and leaders of new thought, how are we expressing our new thoughts to create a new world? How are we being in the world? And what stops us from being love in the world? Where do we see our triggers about when we stop being in love, and how can we move through them? So I came upon a story in an old book, and it's about this woman who, she's delayed in an airport. Anybody can relate to that lately? Yeah, probably anybody who's been in an airport. And so she gets a beverage and she gets a bag of cookies and she sits down in one of those little seats in the waiting room in the terminal, and she starts reading her book. So she's reading her book, and then she reaches into her bag of cookies and she takes a cookie. Well, the man next to her takes a cookie as well. So she's thinking, that's kind of interesting. So she's reading her book, and she takes another cookie, and she's eating it. And the guy takes another cookie. So now she's getting a bit miffed about it, you know. She's just kind of wondering. And she's reading her book, and she takes a third cookie, and the guy takes a third cookie. She doesn't say anything, but now she's getting fit to be tied, you know. So this goes on and on, cookie after cookie. She takes one, he takes one, she takes one, he takes one. So now there's only one cookie left. And the man breaks it in half, leaving her the last half of the cookie. And then his flight's called, so he picks up his belongings and he leaves for his flight. Well, soon after, now she's madder than all get out, right? But of course she says nothing. And so the next moment, her flight's called. So she gets up, she gathers her stuff, and picks up her purse and all that. And then she realizes her unopened bag of cookies is sitting right there in the chair. Now, she's mortified, and she wants to go say something to him, but of course he's already gone. He's already boarded his flight. So who are we in that story? What would you have done? I mean, after the guy took the first cookie, maybe you would have grabbed your bag of cookies and changed seats. That's certainly an option. When he took the first cookie, would you have turned to him as an invitation for conversation? Like, oh, you like these cookies too, whether they're peanut butter or chocolate chip, whatever. Would you have been curious? And if you're a woman in the seat who got madder and madder without addressing the issue, is that who you are, and is that who you want to be? You know, women, especially the older generation of women, you know, we were told to be quiet, be pleasant, don't displease anybody. And we know that's very unhealthy behavior. So I bet most of us, as we heard that story, we pictured a guy probably just like us, whether we're white or black or brown or red or yellow. But what if the guy was a Muslim or a Hindu? What if it was a red or a black or a brown or a yellow person? Would we have reacted any differently? What if the person who sat next to you was transgender or non-binary and you couldn't tell really who was sitting next to you? Would we have behaved any differently? And that's probably something for each of us to ask in our heart. Would we have reacted any differently if that person didn't look like us? Wasn't our skin color, wasn't our culture, our religion, our nationality, not a binary person? And do we want to stay stuck in whatever our centrism is, or perhaps make a goal this Advent season to break through and break out? Just as our old structures are crumbling, perhaps it's time for some of our internal structures or walls to crumble as well. This is for each of us to decide. So how we share our cookies, or who we decide to share our cookies with, is really a metaphor for our life, isn't it? Do we decide to share our cookies only with people who look and think like us? And as we move through these next 2 months of more change, and we see the world's structures everywhere breaking down, allowing for the new, how will we be? Will we be living from the inside out? You will if you take that Discover the Power course. That's like the perfect course for this time. And also, if you don't have the book, it's a free PDF. So you could go online and view the chapters and see if you want to take that class. You will grow enormously with that book. Will we remember God as our source, or will we lock into the fear the media would like us to lock into? That belief that we can't take care of ourselves, which is, of course, totally crazy, so far from the truth. So on the Unity calendar this month, it says to let go and let God. Anybody has that little calendar? And, you know, there's interpretations around there. Yes, there's a power and energy out in the universe greater than us, and we're a part of it. So what's the best use of that energy during this time of great change? You know, we know we're energy beings, we're electricity. The energy runs up and down our chakras. And we can broadcast or transfer out into the universe to either help or hinder changes, can we not? So if our energy, if our electrical currents are caught up in too many things or too much drama, our energy is not a clear conduit because it's entangled. Oops, I guess I'm one more too much. So it looks like that. And we can do better and make better choices, especially when we remember each soul is on its own path. We're free to turn it around, aren't we? So when we choose to drop what's not serving us, then our energy is like a clear electrical line that can be a magnificent broadcaster. How can we listen to our heart during this time and stay the course? Well, we can if we plan to be a helper, and isn't that what unity is all about? So unity defined as a positive, practical, progressive approach to Christianity based on the teachings of Jesus and the power of prayer. Unity honors the universal truths in all religions and respects each individual's rights to choose a spiritual path. And if we're following the teachings of Jesus, what would Jesus do during this time? So we get to set the intention every morning for exactly what we want to broadcast out into the universe. And what will it be? Will it be love, kindness, understanding, peace? So that means, like, no matter what comes up during the day, we remind ourselves what our intention is for the day and what we're broadcasting for the day. So a couple things to do is to put sticky notes around where you're going to be, or on your computer or on your device, whatever it is. Set your phone timer a couple times during the day, and, you know, am I in alignment with my intention of what I want to broadcast today? So it's all about self-mastery through self-observation. Before we go out into the world, we set the intention to help, to serve humanity. So during these next couple months, can we listen deeply why others are expressing facts so different from ours? Can we just stay in a complete relaxed state of listening to their fake news channel, that is their facts, and our fake news channel, that is our facts? Can we do that? Can we just stay without, you know, really reacting? So if we're not new and growing and unfolding, we're like stone statues, stagnant, settled, not opening to new ways. How can we hold the chalice of peace and love, embracing it all, not resisting whatever comes our way, because it doesn't look like the way we conjured it up? So like we do in meditation, when thoughts come our way, we just let them pass through and come back to our breath. This is a time of blending and not bending. Not bending everything and everyone to meet our needs the way we see the world. It's a time of blending and of really appreciating the environment and Mother Nature and other people and other cultures with admiration and respect. Blending is about mending, and mending is the task at hand. So as we continue to monitor our thinking to align with and live from our Christ consciousness, we notice we can live more in the flow of life with ease and grace, and we can offer love and understanding to all. Namaste. I'm going to leave that there. What's that?
Do you need this for the meditation?
No, I don't. Okay.
am free. I am unlimited. There are no chains that bind me. I am free. I am unlimited. Right now, right now. I am free. I am unlimited. There are no chains that bind me. I am free. I am unlimited. Right now, right now. I am free. I am unlimited. Right now, right now. I am free. I am unlimited. Right now. I am free. I am unlimited. There are no chains that bind me. I am free. I am unlimited. Right now. Right now.
So, I don't know about you, but I like kind of changing my meditations around so they don't get stale. And I've learned this technique from Patricia Cote Robles and her Era of Peace website. And it's 4 breath, and if you want to try it, you can do it. But it's a way to breathe during the day and just continue to broadcast whatever it is you choose, peace, light, love, out into the world. So we begin by exhaling fully, and only do this as you're comfortable, of course. You exhale, and then you take in an in-breath, and as you do, you feel it assimilating into your body, whatever the word that you chose, whether it's life or light or peace. And so you try to hold it as comfortable as you are, and then as you exhale, you expand that feeling, that thought throughout your body, and then you project it out into the world. And then you hold. And then you take another breath. And you breathe in. You hold as you assimilate. As you exhale, you expand it through your body. And then you project it out into the world. I'll go through one more time. You inhale. You hold. You assimilate it throughout your body. You expand it. And then you project it out into the world. So during this time, let's just practice that 4-part breath, and perhaps it will resonate with you to try a few times during this week.
There was a time in my life I thought I had to do it all for myself. I didn't know the grace of God was sufficient. Didn't know the love of God was at hand. Say, if you are discouraged, struggling through just to make it through another day, you've gotta let it go. Let it all go. This is what I have. let go. Let the Spirit run my life. And my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggles, no more striking. With my faith, I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. Let the Spirit run my life. And my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith, I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. Yes, I'm only here for God. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I am free in the Spirit. I am only here for God.
All right, so that's a jumpy meditation, so I just kind of pushed through. Sorry about that.
That's okay.
And you all have the 4-part breath learning, so that's a good thing.
We love change here at Unity of Charlottesville, don't we? Thank you, Reverend Marge and Davina, for your beautiful music, message, meditation, and surprise leap out of our meditation. It was, like I said, we love change here at Unity of Charlottesville. So we have an opportunity now to give back a portion of all the love we've experienced and received here today and always here at Unity of Charlottesville. But first, I'd like to welcome anyone who's here, maybe for the first time. Any first-timers here? Any first-timers? No? Okay. If there are any first-timers to our community via online, we welcome you as well, and we hope you'll come and join us live here in the sanctuary. So there are many, many ways to give here at Unity of Charlottesville. Online, mobile app giving, text to give. If you text 844-636-0061, you simply put in the amount you want to donate and send, and it's miraculous. Also the U.S. mail, or give when you're here in person into our butterfly net. We have Marge going around the sanctuary with our butterfly net. You can place your cash or checks there. So let us bless our tithes and offerings. Divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And we thank you, thank you, thank you. We're so, so grateful for all of your giving, not just monetary giving, but your time, your talents, your gifts, your treasures, all of it. We're so grateful for all that every one of you give to our community, because we would not be here without your generosity. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So, we have a few more announcements. We have a pastoral care team, as you all know, ongoing all the time. If you have need for pastoral care, simply call the Unity office at the number there, or email pastoralcare@unitycharlottesville.org. We also have virtual fellowship. For those with us online this morning, we invite you to log on to Zoom immediately following the peace song for interactive virtual fellowship. From Facebook, you look for the link in the chat, and from the Unity of Charlottesville website, click on the gray bar at the top of our home page. Next week, Reverend Don will be back, and Blair. And Don will be speaking about trial by fire. So it's a little early. We got a little ahead of ourselves there. Would y'all like to hear another song, or would you like to hear that song again? All right, come on up, Davina. Let's do it again. Let's do it again. All right, give it all you got. Let's stand up. Come on, let's have some fun. We're going to sing this song. We're going to sing the children in. Okay?
There was a time in my life,
Thank you.
but I had to do it all for myself. I didn't know the grace of God was sufficient. Didn't know that the love of God was at hand. But now I can say, if you are discouraged, struggling just to make it through another day, you've got to let it go. Let it all go. This is what I have to say. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God.
All right, I think that's a song we're singing twice, right? Yes? Thumbs up? All right, do we have the children? Do we have children? We are walking, let's do it. We are walking as the light of God. 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 We are walking, we are walking, we are walking as the light of God, light of God. We are walking.
We are walking, we are walking as the light of God. Hey, happy Sunday, everybody. My name is Mark Boston, and I'm your youth director here at Unity of Charlottesville. It's a wonderful Sunday, I think. Last couple of weeks, or a couple of weeks ago, we talked about acceptance, right? And mostly of others, really. But it is all too important that before we can truly accept others, we must accept ourselves. And so today's topic was being our authentic selves. Kia? Yeah. What you got?
For me, I just wrote that I feel like I can balance between being popular in school and also being myself. So I feel like it's good to have a balance between both, because you can still be fun and everything, but you can also still be yourself. So that's what I think I liked. And then for me this weekend, I scored a goal in my soccer game. So I felt like that. Somebody told me, like, just like if you keep getting in the way of yourself, like mentally, it makes you just feel like not great. You don't feel so like it makes you feel like you can't do it. So if you decide to do something, you can do it basically.
Brilliant. Amen, Tia. Thank you. Does anybody else want to share how they feel about expressing their authenticity? Marley, Delaney, Journey? Anyone want to read? What did we do today as an activity? What did we make today?
We made affirmation cards.
And would you like to read your authenticity affirmation card?
Sure. Okay. All right. So some stuff I put on for myself is I can be who I want to be. I can be myself. Don't quit on things. Like, don't quit on something that's not that hard. And, like, don't be scared to be yourself.
Amen. Amen. All right. Well, I think that pretty much puts the stamp on it, Journey. I want to thank you all today. How about we bless these beautiful souls? Children, unities, YOUers, teachers and parents, you are loved, special, and important. Let us not forget that next Sunday, Camp for Real's going to be in the house. So make sure you bring some comfortable clothes or some fun clothes and be prepared to have a real good time with Camp for Real next Sunday after church. Thank you.
And we love you too, Reverend Mark. Thank you for the wonderful work you're doing with our children. So we have lots of thank yous today. Yes, we want to thank our music team, Gerard, Jim, Blue, Davina Jackson, John and Kevin, and myself, Janice. And we want to thank our sound team, Bob, Maggie, and Carol. We have our blessing team of Marge, and there was who? Buddy and Don. Don, there you are. Thank you. And Don Brady is in the bookstore. The bookstore is open. We thank Don Brady for showing up here every week and having the bookstore open for us. So have I forgotten anyone? Is anybody forgotten? Have I forgotten anyone? Okay. Let's stand and share our prayer for protection. Come on. Healing helpers, I did forget. The healing helpers with Kevin will be in the corner of the sanctuary, the left coming from your perspective. And Buddy will be here for individual prayer up front here for anyone who would like some individual prayer. All right, let's say our prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is. And wherever God is, all is well. And the peace song, of course. Let there be peace on earth and
Broadcast unity by choosing love. I always almost forget about that part. It's like, oh my God, think of one more thing. Oh, bless you, thank you. I appreciate that.
Something about, they can believe their lies, we can believe our lies. And I just wanted to say that, of course, I'm a liberal, but PolitiFact did a study on news organizations, and Fox News buys 66% of their time, CNN buys 23%. It's not, there's no false equivocation. There's a difference. Thank you.